What's going on, good people? Thank you for tuning in to the Angels Online, Voice of the Unheard, brought to you by me, Angel. You can check it out each and every Wednesday. Like, subscribe, follow, whatever social media platform you utilize. If you would like to donate, you can go to anchor.fm/the Angels Online. If you would like to become a monthly sponsor, you can go to patreon.com/the Angels Online and become a monthly sponsor. But remember, whatever you choose to do, understand and know that you are appreciated. Now, let's get it. Good people, you got to get a people what they want. Woo! Good people, you got to get a people what they want. Woo! Good people. Y'all know I was on the mic. I felt it. I was on the mic that time. One time for the one time. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the final episode of the Angels Online Season 1. Just like we started it with a bang, we got to end it with a bang. Today we got Andrew Crowe in the building with us.
I'm here.
Man, we also have, once again, we got my guest speaker, co-host, however you want to say it, Cynthia in the building. Cynthia, tell me what's up.
Hey everybody! I'm so excited to be a part of the Angels Online, the voice of the unheard. I tell you, this show is so amazing. You all have to come. Man, you have to tune in and listen to what's going on, what's being said. And so, I'm the CEO and founder of God's Divine Purpose for Your Life Ministry. I'm the author of 7 books. I am a born again Christian. I've been saved since I was 23 years old. I'm a coach and I'm a mentor. And so enjoy the show.
Boom, let's go. We also got Andrew's son in the building with us. Yo, what's your name? Talk to us.
How you doing? I'm Trey.
Trey,
That's
where
the
you
prodigy
go to
right here.
Okay, where you go to school at, man?
I go to SLU, St. Louis University High School.
Woo! So you go to private school, huh?
Yeah, got it like that.
He go to the private school. Let's be clear.
St. Louis University.
All them other ones, they be about sports. They be about all the cool stuff. But this one really about what they really say. They really about their academics. They really trying to turn boys into men. And, you know, my young boy is becoming a man there. And he becoming a young legend in that joint.
Boom.
Junior Bills.
Yeah.
You know how it goes.
Boom. Junior Bills. Let's get it. You got to get the people what they want because we focus on the kids. We focus on the youth. Angels Online is juvenile awareness. So, Andrew Crowe, let me tell y'all a little bit about him. Black engineering professor. Named one of the most influential people in 2021. And he about to be in 2022 as well because we don't stop. We don't go backwards now. Somebody tell me something.
That's right.
Manufacturing, 2021 top men in aerospace aviation, 2021 top people in aerospace and aviation. I'm going to say it again. LinkedIn top influencer list 2019 to 2021. Bringing more black people to the manufacturing engineering. Spoke to the White House 2 times. Y'all heard what I said? Cynthia, what I say?
You said 2 times. That's what I heard.
Andrew Crowe spoke to the White House 2 times. Okay. Countless keynotes. All right. Let's get it. Hey. But before all these accomplishments, this young man started somewhere. Growth don't come overnight. Success don't come overnight. Everybody ain't perfect.
No.
That's right.
But you got to start somewhere.
Yes.
So we gonna go backwards. Andrew Crowe. Talk to me, man. Tell me something about you. Tell me where first of all, I'm gonna ask you this. Where you come from? Where you from?
So I'm from St. Louis. I'm from all the bad blocks. You know what I'm saying? I grew up a little bit, everywhere, man. My mother is like a lot of people's mother. We share a similar story in St. Louis where, the father may not have been in the house, might not have been in the picture. She did everything that she could, but everything that she could wasn't enough. You know what I'm saying? And it was me and my sisters and my little brothers. And like I said, my mother did everything that she could. She worked multiple jobs. And we were still struggling to just keep the lights on. You know what I'm saying? And I wanted better, like a lot of us young black and brown boys and girls do. And I didn't have a lot of access or opportunity, right? And I looked around me and I said, well, who's not struggling to survive? And it was the dope boy. So, naturally, I got into the streets. I jumped off the porch kind of early. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it was a situation that, you know, when you got a calling on your life, God only gonna tell you so many times before He show you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I was out here doing my thing, and I was doing it really, really well. And you know, because I wouldn't hit the brakes, God hit the brakes for me. And now my life has hit a pivot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And all of the things that, you know, if you would have read off my resume, 5 years ago, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, we
gonna
get to that. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, you would have said, you know, 3-time, 4-time felon.
Don't
you know
tell
what
him
I'm saying?
everything. Don't
Teen
give him
father.
everything. Yeah,
Yeah,
oh, snap.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? But
Come on.
now, you know, I'm walking in my purpose, and my resume sounds a lot better. You know what I'm saying? So from the jailhouse to the White House,
Come on.
it can be
That's what I'm
done. It can be
talking
done. It will be done if you want to do it.
Man, look here. See, he opened us up real well. Somebody do. Ooh, let me hold on. Woo! Somebody say something, boys. God, my God. Hold on, Andrew. Pause.
Yeah.
Pause. Oh my God. All right. Man. So we know you come from what part? North side, south side? Where we at?
So I come from a little bit of everywhere, man. So, you know, like I said, there's a lot of people that's like me out here in St. Louis that you know, was kind of transient. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we would stay somewhere, and then, you know, that eviction notice would come, and we had to move in the middle of the night. You know what I'm saying? So we spent most of our time in U City and on the west side. You know what I'm saying? But we lived on the south and on the north as well. And, you know, I think it was because of the connections that I made on all of these sides is why, you know, I did so well on the criminal side. You feel me? But
you know people. You made connections. You had to know people.
I linked the hoods. You know what I'm saying? And we did better for green. We wasn't about red or we wasn't about blue. We was about green. And you know, at that time, I had all of these leadership skills, but nobody was really sewing into me and showing me that the leadership skills that I'm using in the bad way can be focused on good. You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, like I said, because I wasn't getting sold into in a positive way, I was using those things for negative, you know. And at the time, because of my focus and because of what I saw around me, I thought that I was doing something positive, you know. And it wasn't until you know, years later, when I could look at my life from a third eye view, you know, that I saw that even though I had good intentions, I was going the wrong way. And my granny used to always say that the path to hell is paved with good intentions. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it really never really hit with me like what that meant. But when I got older and when I got forced to look back at my life, you know what I'm saying, I saw exactly what she meant, that we could have the best heart, we can have the best intentions, we can have all of the good things that people look for in leaders and look for in, you know, positive people, and, you know, we can still use those things in the wrong light. You know what I'm saying? So it's not about your attention, it's about the way that you you know, you give yourself to the world. So you can intend to do good, but if you don't give yourself in a good way, you don't put your energy to good things, then that good intention can go bad and can be used wrong.
It's that delivery.
It's that delivery, man. It's that delivery. Absolutely. Where
did you attend schools at? What schools did you attend growing up?
So, man, this is a wild story. So, I originally was in the U City School District.
Okay.
And by the time I was in kindergarten, actually, going into the first grade, I was kicked out and expelled from the U City School District.
Oh, Lord.
And I went to a private school called Christ the King. If you're from U City, you know exactly where Christ the King is. I lasted at Christ the King for about 6 months and got kicked out of there. You know what I'm saying? I was bad. I had a lot of energy, and these teachers that didn't look like me couldn't understand me. You know what I'm saying? Man, they didn't know what to do with, you know, all of this, you know. So I found my way to somehow we used a family friend's address, and I went to Ladue High School.
We always gotta do that.
Man, you gotta do that. But so, man,
get to the good school, man.
The foresight of my mother, the foresight of, you know, my family to say, you know, we're not just gonna write him off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what I can say. that, you know, early on I was blessed because, you know, even though I was a problem and even though I was, you know, I wouldn't really say a problem, I was misunderstood. But even though that I gave my mother a headache and she worked hard to do the best by me, you know, I still had my ancestors. I still had my granny. I still had, you know, my aunties that said, you know, don't just write him off. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
By the time, what are you in first grade? 6, 7?
Yep.
By the time I was 6, I was kicked out of 3 schools in the whole district. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So somebody could have said, yo, he bad. They could have put that stamp on me, and that would have been me for the rest of my life, right?
Right.
And for a little bit it was, because I started believing when other people would tell you bad. And I'm not bad. I just got 88. I just got a lot of energy. You know what I'm saying?
Kid, man.
And y'all can't focus my energy. Y'all can't, you know what I'm saying?
You
Like,
kicking a 6-year-old out of school. He's 6.
man, I mean, I earned it, though. I ain't gonna lie.
It's all right.
You know what I'm saying? I earned it. I was bringing, you know, matches to school. I was lighting up trash cans and stuff. You know, I was looking for attention in the wrong places. You know what I'm saying? And I was again, it was that intention that you doing the wrong way. So I wanted good attention. I wanted people to see me. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I was just going about it the wrong way. You feel me? But at the time, I didn't know any better. So
basically, you was kind of like acting out to get attention.
I was acting out to get attention, right? You know what I'm saying? So it didn't take until, I mean, later in life, you know, it didn't take until I was well into my 20s that I started looking back and understanding, like, yo, this is what you're really doing. You know what I'm saying? And then I could focus that to something else. But long answer to the short question. I went to Ladue High School. You know what I'm saying? Went to Ladue. I was a Ram, mighty Rams. Hey, yo, I got the winner button. Hold on. You dig? Because every time we seen them Eureka Wildcats, we smoked them on the field. You know what I'm saying?
Oh wow!
But yeah, we was part of that Ladue team that went to the state championship game. We might have took that L, but you know we didn't lose no game until we went there. But yeah.
Shout out to Eureka Wildcats.
Shout out to the Rams.
Okay. Got to do it. You got to do it. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. And you graduated from Ladue.
I graduated from Ladue, and
what'd you do after that?
So that's a good question. So when I left Ladue, I had a full ride for track and football to go to the University of Tennessee. Okay. And I come from a family that, you know, didn't really do college, you know what I'm saying? And, and when I was at Ladue, it was more, you know, run the ball, you know what I'm saying? Run track, win us these championships. We won state boys and girls for 4 years while I was there, you know what I'm saying, in track, right?
Yeah, I know them players.
You know what's up? Yeah, he was on that track a little bit.
I'm mind my business.
You did. So it was more like a, you know, the American dream that they tell us. They tell us, you know, just go to college. And once you go to college, there's a good job waiting on you on the back end. You know, just get there. But nobody actually like tell you, like, when you get, this is
how to do it.
Exactly.
The script and
look,
everything
this is
else.
the type of college that you should go to. This fits you the best. This is what you should look for when you're in college. Right. When you get to college, this is what you should study, or this is how you study. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
College is a lot different than high school. You know what I'm saying?
Big time.
And if you're not prepared for that, then you preparing yourself to get kicked out that jump. You know what I'm saying? And at the same time, you know, I mean, it is what it is. I was selling hella dope. Can I say hella?
I mean, shit, you were selling hella dope.
Yeah, I was selling hella dope. So from high school, I had, you know, I like I said, I was a teen father, and I had.
You ain't tell us that.
Yeah, I was a teen father. You know what I'm saying? And I had to have bills to pay. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, you know, looking around, most people that I saw in my neighborhood and that I saw in my family was working 2 and 3 jobs just to
survive.
Not even survive, because we wasn't surviving. We might have had the rent paid, but the lights was off.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? No, we might have had the rent and the lights, but the food.
You ain't never had peanut butter and jelly.
We ain't get them all. You know what I'm saying? We wasn't hitting no triples. We hitting singles and doubles around here. Right. You know what I'm saying? So it's you know, the only people that I see that's crossing that home plate, that's scoring, is the dope boys. You know what I'm saying? You know, my uncle, I ain't gonna say his name, but, you know, he was out here. So, you know, naturally, I got out here. You know what I'm saying? Because my mom, I seen her by herself trying to do it, and she couldn't all the way do it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so as a young man, I stepped up and I did as much as I could the way that I knew how. You know what I'm saying? And when I got to college, scholarships ain't what they were supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a athlete at a school in a city that I've never been to, without no network, without anybody that's like sewing into me or helping me. And my mama doing the best that she can. So when that food card run out, it's ugly.
You already know.
You was an athlete. You know what?
When the student union closed,
man,
ain't got no money.
Right, and then at the same time, I'm trying to raise a kid as a college kid in a dorm. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know this city, so what I did know was dope. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
It's looking like to me like this is a whole new market. You know what I'm saying? So
you look at a business opportunity.
Naturally, I did what I did. You know what I'm saying? And I made a lot of money. But what also, like, people didn't tell me, because nobody around me had been to college. So Thanksgiving break came up when I was at University of Tennessee, and I had, everything that I was pushing was in the dorms. And when I left, I didn't know that they go into your room to go unplug things and making sure that, everything's good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, they flipped them mattresses and they did what they did. You know what I'm saying? And I was politely told to not come back to the school. Right. So I found myself in a position where, I had an opportunity and I didn't take it seriously, and now I'm back home, right? And I came back to St. Louis, and I'm looking around and my guys that wasn't locked up or dead, you know what I'm saying? And I'm only a year out of high school. Actually, I'm not even a whole year out of high school because we graduated in May. Right. And this was
first
November.
semester. You got kicked out first
But
semester.
I didn't even make it the whole football season before they told me to go home. You know what I'm saying? So I'm at the crib. I'm at the crib, you know what I'm saying? And at the same time, I got a 1.3 GPA, right? I wasn't going to class. Nobody telling me I got too much freedom. It's nobody that said, like, yo,
go to sleep. Go to bed at night.
None of that.
Structure.
None of that.
You ain't had no structure.
No structure. You know what I'm saying? And then my bird calling me, and all I'm telling her is, yeah, it's going good. It's going good. And she just proud of me. You know what I'm saying? So she not really digging. She don't know what to ask. You know what I'm saying? So I'm faking back home. And I'm out here doing the wrong thing, right? So I get kicked out. I go back to the crib. I get to the crib, and, I probably had one of my guys that went to college that I grew up with. And Angelo Webb, you know what I'm saying? Loki went to JUCO. So he was at school, and two of my other friends enlisted. Two of them got locked up. One got shot. So I come home. And it's people looking at me like I let everybody down. You know what I'm saying? And even though it was just me, and even though like I didn't have no support or none of that, I still felt that weight, and I felt like, damn, I had a chance, and none of them even had a chance, and I took mine and I played with it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I needed 9 credits to be back eligible for the NCAA. And to get back, into the portal, you know what I'm saying? So I went to what's the HBCU out here?
Harris-Stowe.
I went to Harris-Stowe, you know what I'm saying? And I got a 4.0 at Harris-Stowe. I took 4 classes. And I had to have at least a B average, and I had to get 9 credits to be back NCAA eligible. And then once I did that, I enrolled at Firmline just to stay in class and keep getting my credits. And then there was a school that was recruiting me when I had accepted the offer to Tennessee, and I called the coach, and I was like, look, coach, bro, like, just let me walk on. Just let me get back up there. I'm thirsty. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need this. You know what I'm saying? And I got accepted. I went into Northern Illinois University, and I still had some NCAA eligibility left. So this time I was going to take it seriously, but I still didn't know what to do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And unfortunately, looking back at it right now, for young black and brown girls and boys, if we show aptitude or just a little bit of aptitude in a sport or entertainment, that's all we get pushed towards. You know what I'm saying?
Sad.
So if it's a little young girl or young boy that's singing in church choir and they young and they halfway decent, we push them to be a singer. You know what I'm saying?
right.
If it's a young black boy, my son is 6'3", you know what I'm saying? And
You
people
better play sports.
people just assume he
Basketball.
Play
hoop.
basketball.
Who you hoop for? He don't even hoop. He could.
don't even play-
But that's
he
the
don't
thing though.
play
But
basketball.
so that's the thing though. Like when y'all see us, y'all see athletes are entertainers, and it's like, dog, this an engineer. He in a pharmacy program right now. He in high school. He a junior in high school, and he taking college pharmacy classes right now, about to get his certificate.
Awesome.
But dog, that's not just a basketball player.
Right.
That's a pharmacist right there.
Pharmacist,
That's a doctor right there. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
correct.
And the
Right.
problem is, it's a lot of us that, you know, you might be tall or you might be fast or you might be a good singer, and our mindset is so limited, and we only think that that's the way out, either sports or entertainment. So we push our
That is
kids
so
towards
true.
that.
Right.
But the other kids have the opportunity of being a baseball player and a scientist, or
Right.
hey, I like hockey and I like to be a doctor. You know what I'm saying? And it's cool. Like that's we expose them and give them access to every single thing, and then we see what they're great at, and then we push them in multiple things so they can
Right.
have this a whole plethora, right?
Right.
But we didn't have that. You know what I'm saying?
Didn't.
So I didn't know that I was great at engineering. I didn't know that I had a mechanical mind. I was never placed in front of these
A machine.
things. None of this. You know what I'm
He was like,
saying?
I'm gonna run track.
None of this. That's it.
I gotta get to college.
That's
because
it.
I can't
That's
afford,
it.
because I can't afford it.
And on top of that, I was told that, you know what I'm saying, you're not going to be good at science. You're not going to be good at math. You know what I'm saying? And because I ran track and because I played football on some great teams, you know what I'm saying, they didn't make me do my science homework. They didn't make me do my math homework.
right.
So I had a 3.8 when I left that I didn't earn. You know what I'm saying? But I took the ACTs one time and I scored a 31 on them joints. You know what I'm saying?
Which means engineer was written all over you.
All over
Not
me.
basketball.
Oh, man, come
Right.
on. But the wrong people, nobody was sewing into me. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
So,
no support.
so you know, that's what I'm trying to fight right now. I'm trying to give young black and brown boys and girls more access and more opportunity and more eyes on, like, yo, you could be more than just anything, and you don't have to put no jacket on right now. Like, wear all the jackets. You know what I'm saying? And then if you got 3 that's comfortable, go find all,
Yep.
go find yourself.
Go try
in it.
all 3.
Let's
and
go.
Pick which one you
Let's
feel like
go.
you're great
Let's
at.
go,
Right.
man.
You know what I'm
and,
saying?
and on the way there, as a community, we're gonna support you. You know what I'm
to
saying?
say. You don't like that one no more? Let's
That's
start the next
it.
one.
That's it. Or that's your jacket and you done wore a hole in it. I'm gonna help you sew
Sew
it.
it.
We're
Come
gonna
on.
get your jacket back right. Or we see that you got some real aptitude in that, and you might be the next doctor. You might be the next scientist. You might be something that's gonna push the culture forward. So the culture gonna come together, and we're gonna sew into you. We're gonna buy you a brand new jacket, and we're gonna throw gold on your joint, and we're gonna make sure that you're seen. You know what I'm
Because
saying?
if you look good, you feel good.
You dig?
That's
And
just like
work
like
good.
these schools.
Man,
I'm
that's
telling
right.
people about these city schools. Hey, if you give these kids a good school, they gonna appreciate it.
That's it.
They gonna
That's
love
it.
what it look like. You
Man,
know what I'm
don't-
saying?
don't get me started on the city
if it-
schools,
Oh, we
though.
ain't gonna do that right now. 'Cause we got
Man.
that's season 2. Season
Season 2.
Yeah.
But can you go back just a little bit?
Yes,
You
ma'am.
said that you didn't have no support. What influenced you to go and push yourself to a more positive path?
I wish I could say it was something good or like something inside myself, but honestly, it was him sitting across the table
Oh,
from me,
that's
right?
awesome.
So, like I said, I was selling dope, and you know, when I got out of college, it was the recession, and even though I had this degree, I couldn't do nothing with it, you know. So, let me. I gotta watch what I say because you
Right.
know I've been locked up and I did some things, but I started a well-known business out here that sells gold teeth with my friend, and we also had a couple of cell phone stores, and we was using them. You know, whatever happened. So some things happened, and I got indicted in Chicago because I was running a multi-city situation, and they kicked in the door at the hotel, you know what I'm saying? And I got locked up. And I had been locked up before. I had been in and out before. But I always knew, you know what I'm saying, oh, I'm going to do a 180. I'm going to do a 2-year. I'm going to do, you know, whatever. And I knew there was an end date on it. But this particular time, this particular time, I caught some charges that I didn't know. It was no definite end date, you know what I'm saying? And I was in another city, so, you know, not knowing when I was gonna get out, not knowing if I was gonna get out, you know, not knowing what charges was on me, it really rocked me. Like, I was scared, you know what I'm saying? And I tell this story a lot, but we used to talk on the phone, and I used to have to fight to get on the phone. I used to have to fight to cut on Monday Night Football, you know what I'm saying, and talk to my son, you know what I'm saying? And football was our thing and wrestling was our thing. So I used to try to talk to him once every day, you know what I'm saying? And when football was on, if it was a Monday or if it was, you know, when wrestling come on, that was our time, you know what I'm saying? He didn't know what I had to do just to get the phone and then get the TV on the TV station that I wanted to watch with my son. And we watching the game on the phone, and you hear the lady, you know, that come on the recorded voice, you got 5 minutes. But Dad, the game only in the first quarter. Like, how you know what I'm saying? No, don't go. And I can't control the phone. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right, it's just going to go off.
Man, you know what I'm saying? So that hit me as like, okay, look, like, I started being more introspective, and it's like, man, if I get out of here, I can't do that to him again.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And he don't understand everything that go around it, like why I'm here. He don't know none of that, and he don't need to know none of that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I also don't want him to start using that as like a fuel or anything to become me. You know what I'm saying? So I made the conscious decision then that when I got out, not even if, like whenever this is over, I'm not coming back. You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing that I try to push is that, like, you can't be halfway in, halfway out.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? Especially if you was in. You know, if you was a little corner boy and you was doing, like, look, you know, whatever.
$10 here, you know.
Yeah, a little 50, whatever, you know what I'm saying? But if you really, you know, like me, took that risk and you was out here at the level that I was out here, the only way out is to completely cut yourself off from everything, from the people, from the areas, from the lingo, from everything. And you got to just take whatever is given to you at that point and build from there. You know what I'm saying? But something has to keep you anchored and keep you wanting to not turn around, because it's so easy to turn around. And it's you get into them situations where, you know, as a felon, as a 4-time felon, don't nobody want to hire you, but you still got to pay restitution.
Right.
Don't nobody want you at their job.
Right,
and if you do get a job, it's not enough to pay your bills and pay your PO. And they drop
and your
every time.
intervention fees.
Right. And they don't know, like, every time. So I had a trafficking charge. And some other ones. You know what I'm saying? Pistol charge, I was out here. And because I had dope charges, and because the POs wanna sometimes I feel like put you back in that situation, we had random drops. And every time you randomly drop, you gotta pay for that drop. You know what I'm saying? So not only are you paying restitution, not only are you paying your PO to come see them, you know, I was on weekly, but every time that you get dropped, it's another $150 that you have to pay for that test. And because I had, you know, kingpin crazy. I had class X felonies, you know what I'm saying? They dropping me every week when I come in. So that's another $150 every single week that I come in. And it's like, man, you gonna get into these situations where if you pick up another brick, it'll change, it'll take all of that off your shoulders.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
But you gotta say no.
The temptation.
Like, you know you could make that call. You
Right.
know you can make that call, and you know you could get it gone. But you have to say consciously, look, I'm gonna just take this tough situation. I just gotta eat it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because going back to that make me possibly go back to
Everything
the whole thing
gone.
and throw all of this away.
It's
you
like,
know what I'm saying?
Is it worth it? Was it worth it? It's always the question.
It's never worth it. I'm gonna be a bug. It's never worth it. It's never worth it
and
to slide back. You know what I'm saying? Always forward. Always
Yeah.
forward. And honestly, man, you're going to go through the ugly for a while, but once you go through the ugly and you dedicate to the ugly and the nasty, you know, God, I feel like rededicate itself to you. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like, you know, it's so many lanes that just start opening up once you dedicate yourself to the work. You feel me? Once you start doing the work, once you start sweating, the more you sweat, the less you bleed. You know what I'm saying?
There it is.
Once you start sweating more and more and more and more and more, once you get into the world, you know, it's less that's gonna hurt you. It's less that's gonna cut you. It's less that's gonna make you actually bleed. And them fatal critical blows ain't critical no more because you set yourself up and you walking in your purpose and you got that jacket on, the good jacket. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that good jacket come with some armor and come with some
And you ain't gotta look over your shoulder. You
Man,
like, man,
the
I'm putting my coat on. You gonna
The piece is worth it, man.
You put it up. You fold it up. You like it ain't finna rip. Hey,
Yeah.
I'm holding my shit. I'm holding my shit strong.
100%. And when you live in that life, like you can't trust nobody. You always gotta look over your shoulders. You gotta worry about your shorties doing different things.
Come on.
So you really a prisoner to, you know, to the game. Number one, like, you know, my lady could have every single purse. She could have every single outfit. She could have her hair done all the time, nails done. She did, but damn, we can't go nowhere because these niggas trying to kill me. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Or when we go somewhere, we really can't have fun. I can't really smack this bottle like I want to.
You become a hostage.
You a hostage to the game.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You
Yep.
can't move around your city like you want to. She can't be out by herself because there's niggas that want to get to me, and they can't get me because I move
So
strategic.
they gonna get to the person
They
that you
gonna-
love the most next.
And 1,000%.
And then they add to the kids.
Yup.
And now you putting
Yup.
everybody in danger.
Yup.
And it's
But this
literally
our
a
world.
snowball effect.
And this our world, and you gotta live, and you gotta be free to, you know what I'm saying? I want to go downtown with my son. I want to take him to this corner. I want to do this. I want to do that. And he deserve all of these things, but I can't do that because I'm gonna have to smoke somebody if I go there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or somebody gonna try to smoke me.
Right.
Right? So when it's a false empire. It's a logical fallacy. You know what I'm saying? So once you in the game, you a slave to it. Like it owns you. You know what I'm saying? And you don't get out when you want to get out.
Right.
You get out when it lets you out. You know what I'm saying? Unless, like I said, you do that whole clean break. You know what I'm saying? And you cut off every single piece
That was involved.
man, got to. You know
That
what I'm
was
saying?
involved.
Or if you hop off the porch and you say, you know, I'm not even gonna go that way. You know what I'm saying? And that's my message now. You feel me? My message now is like, don't be like me. Don't go through the tribulations and the trials and all of that stuff to find your glory. Like it's already in you. You already great. You know what I'm saying? When I was out here, if I could lead, you know, 3 hoods in St. Louis that was Bloods and Crips, and I have, you know, 78th and Racine. You know what I'm saying? 72nd. I mean, so Dirk and them, Lil Dirk and them,
Yeah.
they 68 through 63rd. We was right there on 72nd and Racine. I had 2 traps in Chicago. You know what I'm saying? I had 2 traps in Iowa. I had a trap in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and I had 2 traps out here in St. Louis. So it's like those could have been businesses.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I could have had a multinational franchise. You know what I'm saying? Them traps could have been burger restaurants, or them traps could have been more cell phone stores.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I'm saying? But because my vision was limited, you know, I used all of those Fortune 500 CEO skills in the wrong place. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I paid for it. You feel me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a question because you mentioned son having kids. Where was your father? That's a question because a lot of kids lack fathers, and you're biracial, correct?
Yeah. Yes.
Mother is white. Mother is black.
Yes.
Father is white.
Black queen. Father is Irish and Puerto Rican.
Okay.
But so the dad situation was it was wild because he wasn't around for a long time, and I developed a hate, you know, and I developed a anger, you know what I'm saying? And it was because he wasn't there, but I expressed it towards the world, you know what I'm saying? And he was actually he's a legendary coach out here, you know what I'm saying? He coached at one of our rival high schools. I'm not gonna name the name. and I ran track and I played football, and he wouldn't come to the meets that we would be facing his school at, but that was in our conference. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And yeah, and he was actually in the Olympics, and he's a legend for track out here in St. Louis and in the state of Missouri. You know what I'm saying? And I carry his last name, and people would ask me like, "Yo, you know, woo woo, how's your dad? How's your dad?" And they're like, "Damn, I don't even know him." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, if you see him, you know what I'm saying, tell him I said I need him. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you know, later, like right now, that's my guy. You know what I'm saying? And that's why, you know, he's a good man. He's a legend. You know, he's, you know, got statues dedicated to him. And it took me a long time in life to really accept that and let it go. You know what I'm saying? But it freed me. You feel me? So
Took that burden off you.
it took that burden off me. So Wild Story, never really bumped into him. He actually coached at. He actually took a couple rival schools to state. You know what I'm saying? So I was at Ladue, and our conference, I think, was Eureka, Ladue, Eureka, U City, Clayton.
You said it right. All of them. We were all in the same conference.
Yes, and somebody else. So we would see y'all all the time, right?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So just imagine he didn't coach at Eureka, obviously,
No.
but he coached at the other two. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you know, I'm in the newspaper. You know what I'm saying? Like I was a state champion.
Not acknowledging me,
you
man?
know
Like,
I'm out. Like just
you
come.
playing against me. You see me.
Man, and
You
then,
see me running and competing against your boys.
Right, and I'm smashing them, by the way. So I used to go extra hard against U City and Clayton. So anybody that, you know what I'm saying, got hurt because I went extra hard against the teams, don't blame me, blame y'all coach. But
I know that's right.
for not being in my life. But
know
you know what I'm
that's right.
saying? So you know, it was horrible. And then at the same time, I'm a boy that didn't have no example of a man that has to be forced into being a man. I'm trying to help my mama pay the bills that you walked out on, big dog. And I'm trying to teach myself how to run track and play football because you ain't here, big dog. And I'm trying to, you know, when people come, I'm holding down your legacy, dog, because when people are asking me, I could be like, man, f him. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, he ain't in my life. We got the same last name, that's it. I don't even know what he looked like. You know what I'm saying? But as a young man, like, I still held his name in high regard because I shared it. So, you know, I used to play it off. But the honest to God truth was my sophomore year in college, my mother took him to court. And the court decided that obviously he paid, you know, back child support. And at the same time, whatever she do, he got to do. So if she would come pick me up from college, then he had to come pick me up the same amount of time that she do. So I'm in my dorm, and I think it was like Easter break, my sophomore year, and I ain't seen this man since I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? And me and my guys, you know, we in the dorm room, we doing what, you know, young college kids do, playing the game and, you know, whatever. And I get a knock at the door, and I open the door, and it's this dude that looked like, you ever seen,
Oh, Lord.
Sometimes you want to go where everybody what's the name of that show? Cheers.
Yeah.
So he looked like Ted Danson off of Cheers. So Ted Danson at my door, and I'm like, man, yo, it's the cops. The police here. Put the weed in, like hide everything. And I open the door eventually, and I'm like, yo, what's up? And he like, yo, I'm your dad. You know what I'm saying? We about to take this 6-hour ride home. And I'm like, man, I'm not going home then. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool. And I was forced, you know, to sit in this car with this man as a grown man with all these crazy feelings, excuse me.
Yeah.
And not act on them. You know what I'm saying? And that was like, I wouldn't even say the beginning because I still hated him. You know what I'm saying? And I still had all these feelings towards him. But that helped me, you know, begin the path, I guess, of finding empathy and finding, you know, forgiveness and grace for somebody. You know what I'm saying? Because I the whole time I felt like like, dog, like one of these small towns, I could just leave this man on the side of the road, take his car, you know what I'm saying? Like, just whatever.
You like,
and
I'm from the hood, you know,
man,
because you
like,
wasn't there, I learned the streets,
you know what I'm saying?
And I could do this to you, man. Like,
and I would do it, like, I was there in my head, you know what I'm saying? It's like, low key, I would do this just for my bird, just for my mama, you know what I'm saying?
You put us through all this stuff, man.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
And you gonna come show up at my door.
But at the same time, I had to look at it like, man, this dude knew that I would be on this and I would feel all of this way, and he still drove 6 hours to come and take the chance that I might kill him. You know what I'm saying? Or that I might hurt him and put hands on him or just anything, and he still drove that far, and he's sitting in the car with me with that same understanding that I might get him back for all of these years of neglect. And if he's sitting here and he could do this and he could take that chance, I'ma just ride. You know what I'm saying? And I want to see my mama at the end of the day, and she had my kids, so I want to see them. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that ride really kind of like changed my mindset, you know, or at least planted that seed of, you know, myself understanding and then, you know, looking at the world with some empathy and some compassion, like God did. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, you know, things weren't great with me and him, and actually, you know, I told my mama, I was like, yo, you got to get it out of him some other kind of way, because this half and half thing, I'm not riding with dude, you know what I'm saying, no more, you know. And it wasn't until, you know, later on that you know, we got things together. But, you know, that's my guy right now, and that's awesome. I wouldn't even, you know, I don't even really want to, you know, talk bad about him, because at the same time, in another light, somebody that's not great to me, you know, for whatever reasons, you know, he might have had his own trauma with his father, which he did. Mm-hmm. He might have had his own situations, you know, with my mama, and it's a lot of, you know, as a father now, I see like a scorned woman is nothing to play with. You know what I'm saying? And I look back at situations like,
come on, man.
You know, it was both sides kind of played a hand in this. You know what I'm saying? And as a young boy that had to be the man in the house, you couldn't tell me nothing about my mama. You know what I'm saying? I could see my mama doing wrong, and she ain't do no wrong. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to fight you if you say she doing wrong. You feel me? But as a man, I had to look back and say, yo, you was trying, big homie, like you was doing the best that you could, and it was some things that she had in her life that was traumatic to where she wasn't open to letting you be the man that you could have been. You know what I'm saying? And once I started giving him that grace and giving him that love and that understanding, you know what I'm saying, he just became the dad that I wish I had to my kids, you know what I'm saying? And because I love my kids so much, it was like I can't take that away from them, you know what I'm saying? And not only can I not take that away from them, I can't taint their image of who he is, because he's the best to them, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Number one, and then number two, I started looking at, you know, my father he's like I said, he was in the Olympics. He's a legendary runner. He's a legendary coach out here. He's took, you know, multiple high schools to state championships. He's got, you know, statues and benches dedicated to his name because of the accomplishments that he has, you know, and I started getting to see the impact that he has on other kids' lives. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And my father, you know, he wasn't rich by any means, but, you know, he
delivered rich. He was rich in what he delivered.
He was rich in what 100%. And what's it and character? That's the number one thing. Like, you know, he always lived in the hood. You know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't have to. You feel me? And he lived in the hood. He would put gardens in the hood, like vacant buildings and stuff that got knocked down. And, you know, empty lots. He would build a garden there and start community gardens. You know what I'm saying? In places that, you know, we on the west side. We don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, this type of stuff don't happen. You know what I'm saying? And you know, he's Irish and Puerto Rican, but he looked like Ted Danson. So, you know, to add to the word, he's just a white man. He looks. You know what I'm saying? What is this white man doing in this neighborhood? You know what I'm saying? And he's bringing good to the neighborhood, and he's coaching our kids, and he's running with them on the weekends, and he writing them college. So I knew some of the kids, because I grew up in U City. I knew some of the kids that didn't have a chance that my father coached and helped them get into college. And it's like, yo,
your son, Howard, struggling to even
Yeah.
stay in college.
Yeah,
you know?
so it's tough. So at the same time, I'm looking like, you might have messed me up, but you helping so many other people. So, you got to take the good with the bad. So, I saw that he wasn't completely,
no good.
no good. And so I said, I'm going to work with the good that I do see in him. You know what I'm saying? And the great that my kids see in him. And, we'll mend ours on the way. You know what I'm saying? So, just taking that burden off of my shoulders and allowing myself to forgive him gave me a peace and gave me a new opportunity to grow, in ways that I never would have probably understood because, not having him for so long hurt me in one way. But now that I have him, I be getting in situations with my son and my wife and like all these different things. And it's like, it's good to have somebody that I could call. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, this is what's up. And he might not have the answers, but at least
you got somebody to talk to.
Man, you know what I'm saying? I never had that. So it's like, yo,
Voice of the unheard.
I need
Everybody
this.
Want to ear.
I gotta have this situation, and I don't want to run it off. You know what I'm saying? So definitely protect yourself and protect your peace and have your boundaries. But also at the same time, if somebody's showing you that, they want to change, that's why I don't rock with cancel culture. If somebody shows you that, they have learned a lesson or they trying to learn a lesson, man, like, get them that grace, get them that mercy,
Right.
and let them try to learn. You know what I'm saying? And allow them to do that in your life, because it's not only going to change them, it'll change you too. You know what I'm saying?
It take a whole lot of work to keep negative. It take a whole lot of work to
Yup.
It take a whole lot of work.
Whole lot of
because
energy.
because if you don't allow a person to change, you're not allowing growth.
100%.
And we're learning every day.
Yes, and the thing is, like, we were allowed to change. I'm definitely not who I used to be.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? But if I wasn't given this chance, I'd be on the news. You know what I'm saying? He'll probably be fatherless right now, either because I'm dead or in jail.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And if I wasn't given that opportunity, if everybody kept on saying, "Oh, you the felon, you the teenage father, you dope boy Drewski," you know what I'm saying? Like, whatever it is, then I would have accepted that. You know what I'm saying? But it's because
they try to stop you.
100%, and it's so easy to be negative, especially in the world right now. You know what I'm saying? And nobody want to put no work in. Everybody want to just do what they do or do what's given to them. And negative is free. Negative is absolutely 100% free, and it's an industry. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? So people making money off of negativity. So you have to take the conscious decision and the conscientious choice to say, "Yo, I'm going to do what's good." You know what I'm saying? In spite of all this negativity. And that's where you really, really, really start finding your blessings and finding your way. You know what I'm saying?
You know what?
Oh, we pressing all the buttons here.
Somebody do something.
Push them all.
Look, so I got a question.
Yeah.
It's gonna lead to the other
Let's
questions.
go.
You biracial.
Mm-hmm.
You have been. Has anybody ever hinted out the fact that you're biracial on your journey to success?
That's a great question. They haven't. So, to me, because my father wasn't around, I was black. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I didn't really understand biracialness. You know what I'm saying? My mother is dark complected. All of my cousins are dark complected. My grandma, like everybody that was raised around was dark skinned, and we always stayed in black areas. So, I actually was the white person. You know what I'm saying?
Light bright unite.
Everybody called me white boy, and that was one of the reasons why I was on the path that I was, because I had, B2K was popping. I had long hair. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I had long hair.
B2K.
It was always braided, and I was always the most light-skinned person in every atmosphere that I was in. And we used to get tested a lot. You feel
Back
me?
then, because light skin thought they was in back then.
What? Not even thought that I was just trying to survive. I didn't even know that I was light skinned. I just, hey, look, I'm black, you black. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day,
Everybody
I'm
black.
going home to a black household. You know what I'm saying? I don't
Right.
really understand, but I'm coming out the house and y'all calling me white boy. I don't like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or I'm coming out the house and y'all playing me because I got long hair and because I'm light skinned. So y'all think that means soft. So,
Yeah.
at a certain age, when I got to like 9 and 10, everywhere we would move, I would go find the biggest, blackest person I would fight him. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I was taking W's all the time. I took some L's, but I just wanted everybody in the hood to know I'm not soft. You know what I'm saying? And this light skin don't mean I'm a P word. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, you know, I would go out of my way to be aggressive and to be like extra aggressive and to be, you know, really hyper aggressive. You know what I'm saying? And I had a short fuse and a short temper because I wanted to overcompensate for this fact that I was, you know, light skinned, and at the time I didn't have a word. I didn't know, you know, biracial, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because my mama didn't talk about my father unless she talked about him, you know, as, you know, he ain't shit. You just like your, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we wouldn't really talk about that. We ain't had no pictures of him. You know what I'm saying? So, I really wasn't on that. You know what I'm saying? And because I was raised that way, you know, after I met him, or, you know, as I rose in my career and everything like that, like, I just waved the black flag because I feel like, you know, I don't really know nothing else. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, so you know, people sometimes feel like, you know, and all I'm not gonna say is not light skin like privilege or whatever, but that's one of the things that I don't like the most. Like, I don't like the light skin, dark skin, like. That's the worst thing that ever happened to our community. You know what I'm saying?
God.
Black is black, period. You know what I'm saying? And dark skinned people had their struggles. Light skinned people had their struggles as well. And they might not have been the same struggles, but, you know, I had it hard because I was light skinned and I had a certain, you know, greater hair. But then I got a cousin, you know, all my cousins really are dark skinned, and I seen they struggle as well. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we give our own community, you know, so much like hard time and like hurt and angst and you know, like we put stuff in the back of our mind that other people look like us planning. You know what I'm saying? And we gotta understand that, you know, we come in all shades, we come in all flavors. You know what I'm saying? We nerds, we thugs, we, you know, singers, we engineers, we scientists. It ain't no one black story. All of it, you know what I'm saying? And you know, we watch TV or we watch, you know, the movies.
Just like everybody else, man.
Yeah.
We all, and that's the point of the
It's layers to us. You can't just say, you know, that it's one black experience because there's so many different black experiences that go into the black experience. You know what I'm saying? And they're all relevant and they all count and they all matter. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
I love it. Cause kids be listening. They need to learn, and people need to understand. They can understand the culture. They can learn to understand the culture.
That's it.
Because,
That's it.
you know, the point of the Angels Online is to demonstrate that. Stop outing black people.
Yeah.
Stop outing white people.
What the thing is,
everybody is everybody. Life's problems hits everybody.
Yeah, and the thing
And
is,
young people need to know
it don't matter if you white,
know that, and
Hispanic,
they need to know. I think
Korean, black.
I think one thing that's really important to touch on is you know, your blackness doesn't depend on like being ghetto or, you know, speaking a certain way or acting a certain way. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, people like, oh, you talk white or whatever. There's no such thing as talking white. You speak proper. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You got some sense.
Yes, but there's black people that have sense and there's black people that don't have sense, and we all black and we all love each other. You know what I'm saying?
There's white people that don't have sense, and there's white people
exactly,
that got sense.
but
there's
they
Korean people that got
have
sense.
exactly, and it's all the way across the board. But we don't give
we
don't give ourselves the opportunity to say, you know, he's not black like me, but he's black. You know what I'm saying? He's not, you know, just because he don't like
he might not be, he might be white, but guess what? He got the same problems as me.
Man,
it's
you know
called culture.
Yep.
Welcome to the word culture. And if you don't open yourself up to culture, and you're gonna continue to live in that bubble.
100%. 100%. Now I will say this. There is a different experience in America for white versus black people, and we're gonna definitely say that. But beyond that, we pretty much the same when you boil it down. And there's a spectrum of white, there's a spectrum of black, there's a spectrum of Asian, and we gotta be open, or just every color. We gotta be open to everything, and we gotta be willing to accept everything.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And you don't gotta agree with it, but if it's not hurting you,
It's respect.
let it go. Yeah, it's
at least
respect.
respect
That's it.
When you go out your way to hate and just be like, it's like, man, you could have just gave somebody a hug and walked off.
That's
You could have
it.
gave somebody a 5 and kept it pushing.
That's it.
You know, you could have did. It's a whole lot of things. So I got a question for you. What do you think has played a major role or has been a key factor of being a very accomplished person? Because I would say you're accomplished coming from where you came from, and when you giving us your story. You know what? You somebody
right.
watching you. Those
Hey,
students.
no, I'm
you're
gonna be a
professor-
buck.
You're
I'm
a
gonna be
professor at Rankin, right?
Yes, I am.
Are you motivating these kids, or these not kids, students? Because you got men and women with you. He's just pretty.
I think that's a good question.
He's
That's a
just
good
pretty.
question for the kids. That's a good question for the people that I teach. But I'll say honestly, my work ain't done.
It ain't. Oh no.
And I feel like I haven't done anything yet. I feel like I'm just now
Hitting the surface.
I'm just now becoming the person that God meant me to be. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I feel like I'm not even accomplished, or I'm not accomplishing things, and I appreciate you
Your
saying
successes.
that.
Your
I wouldn't even call it that. I feel like
do you wanna call 'em?
I feel like my bird
Stepping
is so
stones.
hard. She works so hard for me to be the man that I am right now, and I'm just now getting to what my mama and my granny put into me. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like really I'm just now living my second life. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like I'm really living life right now
Right,
how
you
I'm
just
supposed
now
to be.
living life.
Yeah,
Right,
100%.
right.
I like
So
that.
I don't even feel like I'm accomplished. I just feel like I'm doing what I was intended to do in the beginning, but
And you
I
on your
was
way.
I was in my own way. That's
Yeah.
it. You know what I'm
You was
saying?
your own
So
demon.
I look at these
Yeah.
things. I look at these things like, yeah, I spoke at the White House, from the jailhouse to the White House. But what's even crazier is when Russia invaded Ukraine, the very next morning, I was the first phone call from the Department of Defense and the Secretary of Defense to talk about what to do next. And I'm me from the hood of St. Louis. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, bruh, I can't get excited about this because this is what I was supposed to do.
Right.
And if I wasn't too
That's your-
busy
that's your
spending,
job.
man, I'd have been doing this. If I didn't
job.
spend this energy doing what I was thinking I was supposed to do, and I just let God do what He was supposed to do, I'd have been in the White House. I might be the president by now.
But it's,
you know what I'm saying?
I say it take time.
It do.
We where we supposed to be.
We where we
You know what I
supposed
mean?
to be,
That's,
and
I
you
won't
don't make
never
no
say I wasn't
mistakes.
supposed to work with juveniles in the criminal justice system. I was never supposed to be a PO and deal with adults. You
Right,
know what I'm saying?
but you're where you're
But you know
supposed to
what? All of that got me, and I always
where
said to myself, "There's something more that I need to be doing."
Yes.
And it took time,
Right.
and it took time, and it took me right here to this moment
Right.
where I give a platform to the voice of the unheard.
So I think the most important part about it, and something really great about what you just said is you got that feeling that says I'm supposed to be doing more, right? But I think the important part is that we open ourselves up to what His plan is for us to be doing more, because sometimes we feel that feeling and we like, I'm supposed to be doing more, and then we try to do what other people are doing, and that's not our calling. You know what I'm saying? So we put ourselves on a path that's not for us. You know what I'm saying?
then wonder why
But
you
that
fail.
feeling, and the feeling's not wrong. That feeling that you have isn't wrong. Yes, you are destined for more. However, your plan ain't the plan. You know what I'm saying? And if you think about it, when you started first getting that feeling, because I had that feeling, and at the end of that feeling, I wasn't like, yo, I'm going to be a professor. I'm going to be a speaker. I'm going to go on a tour. I'm going to go speak to the White House. I'm going to do in manufacturing, industrial engineering. I never thought that. You know what I'm saying? And if I was given the plan, or if I was, somebody told me, hey, look, you're going to be an industrial engineer. You're going to be a mechanical engineer. You're going to teach people. You're going to bring more black people into the field. You're going to consult with the White House. You're going to do all of these different things. Department of Defense is going to be one of your clients. I never would have said, I'd have been like, dog, you ain't talking about me.
Right.
I wouldn't have believed it. You know what I'm saying? So if once we get out of our way and we stay open to everything that's a possibility, all of those things are gonna start coming to you, and you're gonna go on the path that you was destined for. Right. You know what I'm saying? And when I knew you 5 years ago, 5, 6, 7 years ago, we wasn't talking about this. We was definitely not. Hey, I'm gonna be a media mogul. I'm gonna have a podcast that's gonna turn into a TV show that's gonna turn into a nationally syndicated radio. That was your calling, but we didn't know that. You wouldn't have picked that for yourself.
You were getting married.
That's it.
I was catching bouquets.
That's it.
We were on
Man, come on.
We didn't think about this was never machining like this. None of this
it
was
wasn't part of the plan
but
at
you know
all.
What? We just let life take its toll.
That's it. Right.
We didn't ask no questions. And when it came, it came.
It came. Hold on, I'm finna hit the button for you. What you mean? Let's go, winner. Come on. Come on.
Let me play some. I like to play my audio. I like to play my stuff, man.
Yeah, let's get it. Let's get it. Yes.
And I like what he said. So in other words, we need to get out. We need to get ourselves out the way and follow God's plan instead
we gotta
of our
get
own
it.
plan and all.
If you ain't believe it,
so
just follow the
yeah.
plan.
So think about this.
In.
Think about this, right? If we really say we believe in God, we believe that God is omniscient, omnipotent. He's all being, all knowing, all seeing. So all the knowledge is with God. God has been the same from Alpha to Omega, from the beginning to the end. So if we really, really believe in that, then we know that God has knowledge that we don't have. God can see the future. God can see the past. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So who are we to make that decision on our, what? We not God. We don't know nothing. You know what I'm saying? And if we're going to keep it a buck, if we're going to keep it a whole buck, not only are we not God, not only do we not know nothing, but you be in class half-ass listening. You know what I'm saying? We be, this ain't for me. I don't know where, you know what I'm saying? So you couldn't have all the knowledge. You don't even know what you could be possible for. So once you tie in, when you open yourself up and you get outside of yourself, that's when God can come in and sprinkle you with what you're supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? And if we really believe that's who God is and that's what God is, and we really believe in the concept of God, then we got to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Or whoever the higher power you believe
whatever
in.
your God is, you know what I'm saying?
And
if you believe in that higher power, you got to believe in it. You know what I'm saying? You got to give it that opportunity to work in you. You know what I'm saying? Or to work on your situation, right? So you can't believe in God and be God. You know what I'm saying?
There it is. Right. You got to sit back and relax. Sometimes just let it go.
Gotta let it go.
Sometimes you gotta let it go, man.
And then another thing is like, once you let it go, you gotta understand that you're not gonna be perfect at all. You know what I'm saying? I hopped out the streets and I told myself, I can't get back in the streets, but it wasn't like I wasn't cussing, I wasn't smoking, I wasn't drinking. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta allow yourself the grace to say, I'm on the path, I'm trying to change, but I'm still a human, you know what I'm saying? Right. And when you're not perfect, you can't say, I tried and turn all the way around and be like, fuck it, I'm going to get back in the streets. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Oh, fuck, I'm going to go back to whatever I was on. I'm not good enough for this. No, you made a mistake, dog. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. You regular. You a person.
Human, exactly. You're a human being, man.
Dust off and stay on that road. You know what I'm saying? I'll tag you in this live. Let me see.
Angels Online. The Diva DNA, Angel Marie Diva, we in here.
Let's go.
Angel Marie Diva, man, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Angels Online. We giving it to you. This is extended. This is the final episode of season 1. We doing what we got to do. We giving the people what they want.
Hey, do we got a time limit?
Voice of the unheard. We got a little more time. We gonna make some shape.
Yeah,
we gonna make some shape. Justin, the engineer back there, hold it down. You got to give the people what they want.
You dig?
Hey, Trey. Hey, say good people, man.
Good people.
Oh, no, you got to say good people.
Good people.
Come on, you know what to say.
Yeah.
Woo! I tell you what, show you right. Hey, man, I got a question.
Yeah.
Cause we talking to the youth, cause you got kids listening to you right now. They gonna be listening to you. When your episode drop, they gonna be waiting. They gonna be tuned. So, they gonna be tuned in.
I hope this make an impact.
Kids they gonna listen. My kids all gonna listen. I promise you that. What plans are you making to assist the youth and teens?
Great question. So right now, if this is your first introduction to me, then you heard when the beginning opened up. I am a professor of engineering, and right now, engineering careers and manufacturing careers will pay you, $20 and $30 to start. You know what I'm saying, with low skills, and I believe that this is, an opportunity that I want to pass on to, a bunch of people. So I want our kids and kids that look like us and kids that shared our experience growing up to know that, you can make more money than a rapper being an engineer. You can make more money than an entertainer or a basketball player or a football player, being an engineer. You can take your creativity and your dreams and your wildest ideas and you can make them real. You know what I'm saying? You could be the next Tesla. You could be the next Ford. You could be the next whatever it may be, and you have it in you. You know what I'm saying? And I want to be the person that waves that flag and takes that challenge on, to show our people that we more than what they tell us that we are. We more than we might tell ourselves that we are, and we could really change the world. You know what I'm saying? So for middle school and high school kids, number one, I'm being an example. Number two, I'm giving a pathway. So I started a nonprofit social organization called Elevate and Innovate. And what I believe is that, genius is equally distributed, but opportunity is not. So we got all of these school districts in the city that don't have a CTE program. They don't have a tech program, or if they do have a tech program, it's underfunded. So they don't have the 3D printers. They don't have the CNC machines. They don't have the computers that can run the software that's going to be able to help them, take their ideas and take them innovative ideas and make them real, right? So I'm actually going on the 18-city tour, and I'm dropping these 3D printers off. I'm dropping these CNC machines off in these places that are just like St. Louis, that, may have a high crime rate, that may have a joblessness rate, that may have, a need for, new skills and new manufacturing. And once these kids get these opportunities and start having this access, then they'll be able to make a good living. You know what I'm saying? They'll be able to show other people in their neighborhood, like, yo, I'm 18 and I'm making $75,000 a year. You know what I'm saying? And it's only gonna go up from there. So, I'm like Johnny Appleseed. I'm just dropping off these little seeds everywhere, and I'm hoping that they grow. You feel? I'm not even hoping that they grow, man. I'm cultivating these things. You know what I'm saying?
We speaking into existence.
Yeah, straight up. So, I went out there and got it. So I looked at what we would need as a community to be able to really get into the game, and NFTs, everything comes with the 3D design. You know what I'm saying? So I looked at what was keeping us from getting into the field and making this money. And the number one thing that I found was, the software was too expensive. So a software like a Mastercam or a SolidWorks that you do 3D design in, that you take, your idea that hasn't been made, or you take something that has been made and you want to make it better, you got to start with a 3D model, right? And that 3D designing software costs anywhere from $50,000 to $100,000 per seat per year. You know what I'm saying? So I went and knocked on the door. I kicked the door down, actually. So now I got partnerships with the Microsofts. I got partnerships with the Mastercams. I got partnerships with the software companies. And I go into these cities and I give it out for free. Boom. So that they have the opportunity to learn these skills. They got the opportunity to get these certifications that's going to get them these jobs at the Boeings. That's going to get them jobs at, a girl that you just talked to. She said her husband had a job here at Boeing at McDonnell Douglas. That's because he was an engineer. That's because he was in manufacturing. And he took his family and they went to Seattle. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So it's mobility in this. It's big money in this. It's skills that's going to take you all across the world in this, that you can get paid. They don't care if you're a felon. I'm a felon. You know what I'm saying? They don't care about your background as long as you in here and you making this money. You know what I'm saying? And I'm leading the way. So that's what I'm trying to do for our people. I went and found the well. I went and found the faucet. And instead of, taking the cups of water and trying to sell them to the people, I'm telling them, yo, come to the faucet. This is where it's at. Man, I'm giving them the map and I'm giving them the blueprint. Man, come on.
The water dropping. I need y'all to get y'all a cup and come fill it up.
Because there's too many people from our community that find a way and then they keep that secret. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
And I feel like this, man. I feel like if you are that type of person, you robbed yourself of the opportunity. You never seen what it's like to give somebody something. You know what I'm saying? You never got the opportunity. You stealing from yourself to put other people on and give them an opportunity to be a faucet themselves and feed other people and water other seeds. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And it don't take nothing from you, right? So for me to give somebody else the game, it's not taking nothing off of my plate. It's
Not
just
at
filling
all.
yours just like
That's
mine
it.
is. And now
Everybody
if we
eat, B.
man, if we
Everybody
all eating, we
eat,
all
B.
healthy. That's what I'm
Let's
saying.
get it.
That's what I'm
Think,
saying.
keep
And then
a
on top of
mindset
that,
like that.
on top of that, if I'm the example and you learn from me and you saw that I was a person that was unselfishly giving, then what you gonna do when you in a position to give? You gonna give. You gonna unselfishly give, and then we start that chain effect of people that look like us,
becomes a
black,
chain,
brown.
a snowball
You know what I'm
effect.
saying?
You keep dropping.
Man, come
Pass
on,
it,
and we
pass
take
it,
care of our
pass it.
communities and we building our communities. Another thing, so I'm gonna start getting passionate because I start talking
You
about
gotta
this
do it. You
this
gotta do
engineering.
it.
I start talking about changing communities, right? And like I said, every manufacturing or engineering job open, it's the only job multiplier, right? So for every one job created in manufacturing or engineering, there's 11 to 12 other jobs in auxiliary markets to support that one job that are created, right? So we look at economies like a St. Louis, and a St. Louis looks like a Chicago, it looks like a DC, it looks like a
Detroit.
Philly, it looks like a Detroit, it looks like all of the same things. So if it works here, it's gonna work
there.
everywhere.
Come on.
We dropping the recidivism rate. So recidivism, for
Boom.
anybody that doesn't know, that means that it's somebody that has committed a felony or a crime, like myself. You have a 92% chance of reoffending and going back to prison,
Facts. That's
going back to
recidivism.
jail. But guess what kept me out? Manufacturing. And we got studies, Deloitte studies, all of these studies that show manufacturing would drop recidivism rate all the way down 87%. So you go from a 92% chance of reoffending, but if you get a job in manufacturing and engineering or something of that sort, then it goes down to 5%, and you ain't going back in that joint because you making the bag and you ain't got to turn back around to the streets. And that's the power of this, and that's what I'm trying to get to the people. You dig?
And I'm gonna tell you flat out, as a PO, I had a client who got out of the pen and was making over $20 an hour. At the head Panera plant, St. Louis Bread Co. plant, as a machinist.
Yep. So
working that position.
Let me
he
tell you
wasn't
why it's
going
even more
back.
sweeter. Let me tell you why it's even more sweeter, right? It's even more sweeter because it's an initiative called reshoring, right? That's a word that if you don't know what it is, you might want to look it up. But reshoring means, in a couple of administrations, starting with Bush, we took a lot of our manufacturing and we sent it overseas because the labor was cheaper and they would do all of that stuff for a lot lower. So we liked the lower prices on the things that we bought, right? But right now, in the past 5 years, we've been stopping offshoring and we've been reshoring and we've been making it cheaper to actually make things here in America, right? So there's 2.9 million jobs open right now in the manufacturing industry that are starting at $25 or more that are just sitting there because all of the work is coming back and we ain't got nobody to do it. You know what I'm saying? So think about what that equity would do for neighborhoods like Wellston, neighborhoods like the north side, like the west side, like where I came from, like where we all came from. You know what I'm saying? Think about if it was, man, you remember back in the day when McDonnell Douglas was McDonnell Douglas,
Before
and
Boeing took over.
Man, before Boeing took over, and
Yeah.
it was apprentice halls in the city, so you could be a young male or female. Well, it was kind of sexist back then, but you could be a young person that may not have graduated from high school for whatever situation. You might not been good at English, you might not been good at math, but you good mechanically and you good with your hands, so you could walk down to this apprentice hall. Yes,
Right.
you could
Somebody
walk
got
down
to
to
do
that
that.
apprentice hall,
Right.
and they gonna
Right.
pay you while you train, and then when you get done training, you gonna have a job at McDonnell Douglas. You gonna be in the aerospace union, and you gonna move to the county, and you gonna be straight. You know what I'm saying?
Get
But
your house and be great.
that
and
was
live
the
the
move,
dream.
and then send your kids to a good school and do all of those things. But when manufacturing left the inner city and it went out to the suburbs and then went out to Washington and then went out to Fenton, then we weren't welcoming manufacturing no more. You know what I'm saying? But now it's coming back, and now manufacturing needs us. So we got to get back in it. We got to get these high-paying jobs. We got to take our intellectual property, stop giving it to other people, and get these things made ourselves, because the next Tesla is from the hood. The next Elon Musk is in the hood. Everybody that is gonna change the world, man. We at the crib. We right here with it.
I tell those kids in school every day. I don't care if they Muslim, black, white, whatever. Somebody here a millionaire.
Somebody's in there a millionaire, and I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why it's more of a chance that somebody in your school district is a millionaire than the school district that you went to or the school district that I went to. At a Ladue or at a Eureka, the resources have been there, right? So all of these kids grew up with all of these opportunities to play on the best computers, to play with the keyboards, to play with the 3D design software, and they take it for granted. You know what I'm saying? But it's kids that's in the hood, it's kids that's in the city right now that didn't have none of that, and they got to fight to be able to go find a computer that's strong enough to run a 3D design program. So if it's a kid that wanted to be a 3D designer, if he wanted to be an engineer, if he wanted to do CAD CAM, he got to fight to get on a computer. He got to go through 3 and 4 different. So he wanted more.
In the city, diverse as hell, and it's a lot of kids out here, diverse kids.
Come on, man.
There's a kid he wants to do computer programming.
Not even that. It's a kid.
Wow.
It's a kid right now, and I go back to this story all the time. I'll tell another one. I was in Chicago, and I was doing a little conference with the Boys and Girls Club, and a little dude stood up. I'm talking about manufacturing. Little dude stood up, and he being disruptive and everything. And I let him talk, and I gave him the mic. You know what I'm saying? You want some attention, So I gave him the mic, and he's like, "Man, I don't care about manufacturing. I just like guns, right?" And the first thing we do was write him off. Oh, he thugging, he woo woo. So I said, "Little dude, tell me about guns, little man." He telling me everything about his AR, why he chambered in this, why he do this, why he do this, why he added this on there, why he added that on there. Bro, and I said, dog, you know all about guns. Guess what you are? You a munition. Come on, you a munitions expert, right? So I told him, I said, get on your phone right now, pull it out. I said, you're a munitions expert. Google jobs for munitions engineering. You know what I'm saying? And he Googled it, 90,000 to 130,000.
Wow.
Boom.
But you just don't know. You just don't know.
Somebody else would have wrote him off and be like,
somebody would have said he need to be locked up. He need to be committed. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, well,
or his love of guns may have got him locked up, and while he locked up, they might have just wrote him off and be like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But dog, it's jobs right now that want your expertise, that want somebody that know how to take.
If you got a passion for something, guess what?
We can pay
you
for
gonna keep learning it,
man,
and we gonna pay you for that.
Come on,
you gonna pay me to do what I love to do.
There's big money out here. Come on, but unless we're told, unless we're given those real options, you know what I'm saying? It was people that was telling me I could be the president, but it was a white man. You know what I'm saying? It was an old white man that would come to our school. You could be whatever you want to be. You could be a doctor. You could be, and we looking at this man like, bro, you could be whatever you want to be, but I can't. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You don't do this. You don't go through what I go through.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You don't have the same experiences I have. So yeah, that might have been your story, but as soon as you leave here, you're not coming back to tell me this is the path that you take. This is how you get there from where you are.
You telling me something you ain't gonna never see me do.
That's it. So
you trying to sell me a story? Sell me.
That's it. But when we have people that come from that story and come from that struggle and to look like you look and speak your language and say, look, dog, you could be this and this is how you gonna be it because this is how I did it.
Give you the roadmap on how to get there.
It's a different ballgame. We can have 25 degrees, right? But these kids don't know, excuse my language, a damn thing about college and a degree. They want somebody they can relate to. They want to know that they got a path. They want to know it's okay. No matter what race they are, they just want to know that, hey, I can get through this. Sexual assault, jobs, whatever it is, education, lack of education. My mom was this. And you heard episode 9. You know what I'm saying? She
Betty's
come
story.
from white trash, come from everything else.
Poor.
You know what? But Betty is an investigator. You know what I'm saying? She did everything that she's supposed to do. If she was in the city of St. Louis, they would have never get an opportunity.
Yep.
They would have never get it. They would have said, oh, you got this background, you got this background, your family member was this. We can't hire you. We can't hire you. You know what I mean? Instead, somebody gave her a chance. And now she's featured on Netflix. She's an author. She's an investigator.
Exactly.
She has a husband. And is successful as hell. You know what I mean? And she always just, you know what? I stay positive. You know what? And I'm gonna just fight till the end of the day. She said she gonna fight to the end of the day.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing. Like we gotta, number one, have something that's worth fighting for.
Facts.
And then we gotta be dedicated to the fight. You know what I'm saying? And if we don't have those two things, then we lost. and 9 times out of 10 we fighting, but our energy ain't going towards nothing. So we just in a constant state of fighting, and we're fighting the world, and we're fighting ourselves, and we're fighting the people around us. Yes, you know what I'm saying? And we want to allow ourselves to have, somebody want to sew into you. You don't even know what that looks like because you're so used to fighting. You know what I'm saying? Right. And correct me if I'm wrong, but the Bible said we got to be two-handed. You know what I'm saying? One we build with, the other we fight with. You know what I'm saying? So fighting ain't bad, but you got to know when to fight and when to build. That's it. You know what I'm saying?
And sometimes it's like, You can scratch the surface. You fighting and you just are scratching the surface. All y'all doing is fighting. But has anybody stopped to think about root cause?
Root cause, man.
A tree grows from something, right?
That's it.
A seed, he said, you drop the seeds, right? And then you have the roots and they grow and the tree grows into a big old tree, and then here come Paul Bunyan or whatever, he trying to chop the tree down, you know what I'm saying? And everybody need paper, right?
That's the move.
But if you don't have, it's root cause analysis. Let's find out let's stop, let's talk about it, and let's try to figure out where the issue lies.
But see,
as a group. Don't segregate
right.
it. Let's do it as a group. Like he said, you gotta build and you gotta fight. You fight that negative energy off, but y'all keep building. You know what I'm saying? It's steps to this, man. It's
gotta be two-handed. Definitely gotta be two-handed. And you gotta have a good focus of what you fighting, why you fighting for it. And if you ask yourself them questions and you can't come to an answer, then stop fighting. You know what I'm saying?
Go ask somebody else.
Stop fighting.
Get some help.
That's it. You know what I'm saying?
Don't be. What's the word? People got a lot of pride these days.
People got too much pride. They got misplaced pride.
Yeah. They don't even know how to ask questions no more. They just think it's too bad, or they don't want to be wrong. Hey, look, if I'm wrong, help me.
It's good in being wrong.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You ain't gonna appreciate being right.
We don't know everything.
And if you knew everything, knew everything, why do you here for it? Right? So we talked about it earlier. The only person that is all knowing is God. You know what I'm saying? And once you say, yo, I'm not God, you know what I'm saying? You either tap into God's knowledge, and that means being open, or you just keep on trying to act like you God, and you putting yourself in positions that you can't control, and you lose.
And you're trying to get in front of everybody.
You're not supposed to be in.
Right.
Man, we gonna wrap this up. This is one. How we feel about this? Look at Trey over here.
Look.
How y'all feel about this episode?
Man, he's
spin. It's awesome.
Man,
it's awesome. I tell you,
man, let me tell you, this Cynthia, go ahead.
We got to get our voices out there to the young people.
Voice of the unheard. Let these kids know there's opportunities out here. Open up. People go through things. Everybody goes through things.
Despite of your trials and tribulations, just know that God has a purpose for your life. Your trials and tribulations does not stop you, does not hinder you. But you got to believe that.
Whoever you believe in, your higher power, I respect it. We respect it. Just make sure you stay true to yourself.
Right.
You be great and you shine. Let your light shine. You have a voice. Don't be afraid to use it.
And you are not a product of your past.
Hey, what I say, you ain't got to be a negative product of your circumstances, right?
That's right.
I don't care what your circumstances are. You walk out with your chest out. Like I tell people, when you talk to me, man, stick your chest out. If you going to do it, stick your chest out. You know what I'm saying? You going to come at me, stick your chest out and speak it up then. Don't whisper to me. Don't mumble to me.
That's right.
Say it out loud. Because if you going to say it, speak it.
That's right.
You know secrets, baby. Come to me and come correct. You know what to say. So this the Angels Online. It's the final episode of the Angels Online. We gave y'all an extended version. We got Andrew Crowe in the building. His son Trey. We got Miss Cynthia in the building. We got Justin in the engineering for us in the back. Making sure these mics on. Making sure everything going good. It's the Angels Online. Voice of the unheard. We will have Andrew back again.
Let's go.
Season 2. Andrew, tell him what your title is again. We gonna shine light on that again.
So, man, my real title is just man of God. You know what I'm saying? I'm following in the path that he lay.
Amen.
You know, but you could call me Professor. You could call me the MFG. You could call me like the Forbes writers call me when they write the articles about me. Reed Richards mixed with Nipsey Hussle. You could call me the leader of the new American manufacturing renaissance.
Boom.
You know what I'm saying? But my favorite title is Father. My favorite title is, like I said, Man of God.
Amen.
And that's the move.
All right.
Hey, man, ain't nothing to say after that, y'all. Hey, hold up. Andrew, you got to do you?
You put me on the spot. No.
Hey, come on, man.
Do you? What was Shorty's? Cause I don't want to take hers.
You ain't gonna take hers. I promise you ain't gonna be the same. Go ahead, whatever. Do you? Go ahead. What's your do you for the people?
Do you love yourself? Do you love where you going? Do you love the life that you've built for yourself? And do you want to do better? And that's it.
Y'all heard it. I ain't even gonna repeat that. Y'all just rewind. Okay, y'all rewind. That's Andrew's do you. Andrew, you got to give me a good people like everybody else, man.
Good people. Let's go, man.
Good people.
Hey.
The Angels Online, voice of the unheard, ladies and gentlemen. That's a wrap. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to the Angels Online, voice of the unheard. You have just listened to the final episode of season 1, Diamond in the Rough. Individuals overcoming their circumstances. Ladies and gentlemen, they didn't give up. They kept going. Do not give up. And hopefully we motivate, influence, and inspire you. You are someone's angel. Remember, all voices matter. Peace and love from the Angels Online, voice of the unheard.